Hey, what's good, everyone? It's Sal Post. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Chatterbox. Hope everyone's doing good. Everyone's joined their Tuesday. Whatever you've been up to this Tuesday. What on earth have you been up to this Tuesday? I'll tell you what I've been up to. I've been up to a little bit of tennis. I've been playing tennis, getting my Roger Federer on, guys. I never quite realized how difficult tennis was until I played tennis today. I mean, I didn't know how weak those balls are. Absolutely weak balls, of course, guys. What's going on, guys? I hope you're all doing well. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. It is Chatterbox. Please don't forget to subscribe, and please don't forget to smash a like on the video, guys. Thank you, every single person. UK Rap, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. I take Osman over Rashford. I mean, I think a lot of people would, to be honest with you. I think a lot of people would. I do actually think that. Big up, Chatbox says, big up, Stephanie. How you doing? The legend, that is Stephanie. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Kazi, good afternoon, Kazi. What's going on, Kazi, what's going on? Absolutely. Yo, Sal at work, checking in, found. Big up, Rasta Stocks. How you feeling, mate? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling buzzing? Are you feeling good from the weekend's result? Of course, I still haven't recovered. I don't know what about you guys, but I still haven't recovered from the game at the weekend. I still feel buzzing. I'm still buzzing, guys. I'm on that little bit of trip at the moment, guys. So absolutely delighted, of course. Big ups here. Ahmad Diallo. Absolutely, Ahmad Diallo. You know, he's the man of the moment at the moment, isn't it? Ahmad Diallo, of course, guys. Enjoying his performances, guys. I just enjoyed the game because I was so impressed with the way the team played at the weekend that, you know what, I can't even criticize any player at the moment. I just really find it really difficult to bring in any negativities into regards to Manchester United over the weekend, because you know what, when we look at it and we actually analyze what's been going on, we realize that, you know what, Ruben Amorim has come in at mid-season without any of his players trying to implement a style of football that is unique. Not only that, he's having to teach these players on the job how to work his tactics, which is, of course, incredible. And then to win like that against Man City, who are already well into their tenure under Pep Guardiola, it's incredible. And it's just a sign of things to come, in my opinion. I just think it's, you know, a lot to be positive about Man United, of course, guys. Absolutely. Composed View, how you doing, my friend? Big up, everyone. Good to see Composed View in the house, back in the house, Composed View. Good to see you. Sal, if you're playing tennis, you need to get a breath-in trainer. Trust me, Sal, it helps. I don't play tennis. I never played tennis in my life. I thought I'd try it today. God forbid, it was very, very bad. And I won't be playing tennis very seriously again. But you know what? At the end of the day, you know what? I went gym today and I thought, you know what? Let me do a bit of tennis as well, guys. And I done it and it didn't work out. At the end of the day, some people are born for things. Other people are not born for things. Absolutely. Some people are born to dance. Some people are born to write. It's the way it is, of course, guys. Absolutely. Rasta, yes, I'm feeling good. Good to see you, Rasta. I hope you're doing well. 29 likes. Come on, let's get it up to about 40 by the end of the show, guys. Can we do that? Can we do that? Can we get up to 40? Big up, Kazi. Big up, Steph, of course. Of course, guys. It is Manchester United week. I call it Manchester United week. It should be a public holiday, shouldn't it? Absolutely. It should be a public holiday. Brian, what's going on? Sal didn't win a point. Mate, I didn't win a point. I couldn't even get the ball in the bloody court. What are you talking about, winning a point? The only thing I got is basically touching the moon by hitting the bloody ball so high and stuff. I mean, you know what? I haven't played it for years, to be honest with you. It's quite a snobby sport. I'm not a snobby guy. I'm from an East London council estate, mate. Do you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I'm not really like a tennis kind of guy. Do you know what I mean? I'm a football man. Absolutely. Big up. Brian, big up everyone. Glory, Man United. We're buzzing, guys. You know what? It is almost Christmas, but Christmas has come early for Manchester United, of course, with the win against Manchester City at the weekend. And you know what? I'm still feeling good. But you know what? We have to get grounded because we've got a game against Tottenham on Thursday. They're coming thick and fast. And then we've got Bournemouth, of course, guys. We go and beat Spurs at the Spurs Stadium, at the Spursy Stadium. Then you know what? I'm going to start getting a little bit enthusiastic. I know people think I'm already enthusiastic, but I'm going to start getting a little bit excited. And also, we got Bournemouth at the weekend. We win that as well. My goodness me, you cannot contain me. You're going to need a straight vest for me, my friend. Absolutely, absolutely. Definitely. Big up, Kazi. Big up, my friend. We hate Dalot and Anthony, but they never misbehave towards the manager and the club. Poor plays, absolutely. And you know what? It's funny you should bring that in today because I was having a debate with a few people on Twitter about Jadon Sancho. I'm tired of these Jadon Sancho FC fanboys. I'm really tired of it. At the end of the day, look, no one doubted Jadon Sancho's talent. people doubt his attitude. He did not have the attitude to play for Man United. I know people saying, oh, but he's playing well for Chelsea. That's Chelsea. Chelsea are not Manchester United. At the end of the day, you can down tool Chelsea. No one cares about Chelsea, to be honest with you. No one cares. Man United are a different animal. I'm tired of these Sancho FC idiots that come on Twitter backing Sancho, saying Sancho's this, he didn't get a fair crack at the whip, blah, blah, blah. It was Ten Hag. Blame Ten Hag. Winners don't play the blame game, guys. Winners do not play the blame games. Do you think Beckham, Giggs, Scholes, Keane played the blame game? You think they played the blame game? Absolutely. It's absolutely idiotic. You know what? Some people should just move over to Chelsea. Go and support Chelsea. You like Jadon so much. He plays for Chelsea now. He's staying at Chelsea. 25 million. Thank you very much. We're getting that at the end of the season for Jadon Sancho because Chelsea will finish in the top 4. And you know what? The only way that Jadon Sancho was going to come back to Man United is if Chelsea finished below 14th, which we know is not going to happen, of course, guys. Absolutely not. Matata, what's going on, man? What's going on, Sal? Was on a mission impossible task to change the situation at Man United, or was it a not getting it the right personnel till Amram came in? No, every single journey, every single part of a journey is an important journey to where we are right now. At the end of the day, you know what? Ten Hag did some good things at Man United. Ten Hag did some bad things at Man United. And at the time, you know what? It was the right time to get rid of Eric Ten Hag. And you know what? I feel like everything works out for a reason. And if we got Ten Hag, if we got Ruben Amorim now, maybe we wouldn't have got him at the beginning of the season. Maybe it would have been a little bit different. We don't know what would have happened, of course, guys, because football's strange like that. You know, football's strange. You don't know what's going to happen. Maybe Ruben Amorim won't come in the summer. You know what I mean? So at the end of that, I feel like it's worked out well for us. I feel like eventually what's going to happen is that with this adversity, being 13th in the league, he's going to see a lot of, you know what, bad apples, bad eggs, bad performances, like he's already seen, of course, with Marcus Rashford, etc. Maybe he wouldn't have seen that. Maybe we would have got a new manager bounce when he came in at the beginning of the season, and he would have got maybe disillusioned by what these players really are at the end of the day. And you know what? We just have to concentrate on what is now. And what is now is we move forward. It's all about Manchester United. We don't care. We've had good times, we've had bad times, we've had good managers, we've had bad managers, good players, bad managers, bad players. I liked players that have been moved on. You know what I mean? Players I don't like have stayed. Things like that have happened throughout the history of this football club. That's just the way it is. You don't get it right all the time. You know what? Football is so unpredictable, you know, and that is the thing. It can change. 1 minute you're like, Ahmad is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Ahmad is this. The next minute you're saying, oh, you know what? I'm not too sure about him, you know. I'm not sure. And that is how football works at the end of the day. And this is what we have to understand, of course. 33 likes. Big up, Stephanie. Can we get to 40? Thank you, Steph. Thank you. Can we get to 40? Anthony might start versus Spursy. I wouldn't be surprised. Where would you play him? Would you play him on the left wing back? I personally would. I personally think he's better on the left wing back than Dalot. I know it's funny when people talk about it, but you know what? I do personally feel that he's a better left wing back than Dalot because he's got a very, very good engine and he can track back, etc. One thing criticism about Dalot is that he is a little bit slow getting back. I mean, it is a difficult job running up and down that pitch for 90 minutes, of course, guys. You know what I mean? But you know what? I do think we need a better wing back in regards to that. I do. But right now, I don't think Dalot is the one to be dropped. I don't think he will be. And I do believe that one of those players will miss out. I don't think Dalot will miss out. I think Dalot will play. It's either Mazraoui will miss out and Anthony might play. But you know what? We have to really, really take this game serious because every single game is a game that it gets us closest to the goal, which is basically getting used to the tactics, getting used to the system, getting used to Ruben Amorim, of course, guys. And you know what? I'm really starting to like Ruben Amorim. It's not just about his tactics, winning against Man City, etc. Before that, it's about the personality, the aura of this manager. That he's a great manager. And before he was linked with Man United, I was a big fan of Ruben Amorim, of course, guys. Some people didn't even know who he was before he came to Man United. But I have always been a big fan of his, you know, even when he was at Braga, guys. So at the end of the day, you know what? I'm excited for the future. And the great thing is, we're not even there yet. We ain't even at a percentage of how good we can be under Ruben Amorim. And this is the exciting thing, guys. This is the thing that makes me think, you know what? I can't wait until next season. Next season is the season. I cannot wait because I truly believe, guys, and you can clip this, you can do what you like. I truly believe that we next season will challenge for the title. I think 2028, Forget that. 2026, 2027, we will challenge for that title. 25, 26, we will challenge for that title, guys. I'll get it right in the end, absolutely. Stephanie, if you don't play Amaram, the way Amaram, you don't play about the time manager, regain the power. Absolutely. And one thing I do believe, and I'm going to give Ineos a little bit credit here, I do believe that Ineos have told Ruben Amaram, you are in charge. You want to do this, you got the keys to the castle, basically. You can do whatever you want to do. You have got the authority to do it. If you want to drop Rashford, if you want to kick Rashford out the squad, you have the power to do it. It's up to you. Anyone you don't feel like fits into your tactics, fits into your philosophy, or is not working hard in training, you have the authority to get rid of those players and put them out of the squad, of course, which I think is happening at the moment. Bilal, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you back in the stream, my legend. Yo, Sal, big up, man. Is it true we are interested in Osman if he comes? What do you think Rasmus would be thinking? Rasmus' performance, I think he could be represent to be dropped. The thing is, Bilal, what we have to understand is that Rasmus is still a very young player, as is Obi Martin. These players are very young. And I always believe that you should always have a player in the squad that you can look up to. I feel like if we get a player like Osman, and there is news about basically that Manchester United are interested in Victor Osimhen, do want to bring Victor Osimhen to Old Trafford. It would cost about 60 million euros, but Man United are looking for an experienced striker to complement Rasmus Højlund. Now, look, that doesn't mean it's the end for Rasmus Højlund. We need strikers. We got no strikers, guys. If there's no Rasmus, who we got? Xerxes is not a goal scorer, and it's pretty proven recently, isn't it, that he doesn't score enough goals at the end of the day. So Man United are looking to bolster their attacking options by bringing in, obviously, Victor Osimhen, of course, guys. And I'm a big fan of Victor Osimhen. He's still at Napoli, but you know what? He's gone on loan to Galatasaray in Turkey. He's killing it in Turkey, of course, guys. But there were rumors about him having an attitude problem at Napoli, which is why they loaned him back to Galatasaray. So at the end of the day, look, we have to look at things from a multi-layered point of view. That is this player going to be good for Man United? Is his personality going to be good for Man United? Look, I don't judge people for mistakes on the past, because I know that, you know what, things happen in life, and it doesn't mean that it's going to happen the same there, does it? Just because it happened there doesn't mean it's going to happen there. I like Osimhen. I feel like we could get more of a discount price for him, absolutely. And especially the fact that Marcus Rashford looks like he won't be at Manchester United next season. Man United could end up loaning Marcus Rashford to PSG, guys, to PSG. Man United could be loaning Marcus Rashford because no one is going to pay his wages. No one is going to pay his transfer fee. This is the problem that Man United having at the moment. Now, we've been run by incompetence for many, many years, which is why we gave Marcus Rashford this bumper contract that we shouldn't have gave him. You know, so we're going to end up having to loan him out with an obligation, hopefully with an obligation to buy it. We really do hope so, of course, guys. So if he goes to PSG or a team such as that, he will score a lot of goals, and obviously it might entice PSG to sign Marcus Rashford. We need to play it tactically, of course, guys. At the moment, people are looking at Marcus Rashford's price tag. Real Madrid don't want him anymore. Barcelona don't want him anymore because they're looking at it and they're smart, isn't it? They're smart. They're not going to look at it and say, you know what? He's scoring goals. He's killing it at the moment. The time to sell Rashford was a couple of years ago when he scored those 30-odd goals in the season. That was the time to sell Marcus Rashford, in my opinion. Right now, it's a little bit too late, so we're going to have to explore different avenues in a way to get rid of Marcus Rashford, of course. Matata, Sal, would you do over-the-top experiment against Spurs if you were Amarim, or would you try playing your first-choice players to let them gel the Bournemouth? I think it's a mixture of both, Matata. I wouldn't go weak against Tottenham because Tottenham are not going to go weak. I've heard that Tottenham are going to go full strength against Manchester United because they're interested in winning a trophy for the first time in God knows when. 15 years, isn't it? That's Spurs, the last time Spurs won a trophy. So they're looking to go full strength. So Man United cannot go too weak. I do feel that Man United will change maybe 2-3 players, but that's about it. I don't think we're going to go full gun-ho on the changes, of course, guys. I really don't. You know what? I personally don't think we should either. I personally think the more we play the best team together, the better it will be for Man United, the Tata. You know, I firmly believe that because at the moment we're in no shape to be doing experiments, you know, I mean, in these sort of games, especially, you know, when we got a League Cup tie, a big League Cup tie to get us into the next round. And of course, we win that. You know, who knows what can happen? We know that League Cup and FA Cup are important. In my opinion, I do believe that the League Cup and FA Cup should be put to the least priority trophies this season. I think Man United should concentrate primarily on the Europa League, because the FA Cup and the Euro League Cup don't really help Man United in a way that get into the Champions League. But the further we get into the FA Cup and the League Cup, you know what, we're going to think, you know what, we can win a trophy. We're going to win a trophy. Ruben Amorim's first trophy. But as we know, we need to qualify for the Champions League, and winning that Europa League is very, very important at the moment. We never know what's going to happen in the league as well. You never know if Man United go on a winning streak. You never know what's going to happen, of course, guys, because at the end of the day, football is winning is contagious, losing is contagious. And if we carry on winning, let's say we go and beat, you know what, Bournemouth at the weekend, that would mean that we won 3 in a row for the first time in a long time, isn't it? At the end of the day. So looking forward to it. Absolutely. Let's see what happens. Big up, 36 likes, Stephanie. 36. Can we get to 40, guys? Can we get to 40? Big up. Good evening, Sal. Don't mind me asking, as I don't remember. When Ruben Amorim first came in, did you think Rashford and Garnacho would fit into his system easily? No, I didn't, Pearl. I didn't, because his system requires a technical side of things, because those two at the front, behind the striker, you need to be technically good at football, basically, technique, and not just a winger. Rashford and Garnacho are primarily, and I hate to say this, road runners. They're road runners. And you can't be a road runner in that system, because you need to have an element of, I wouldn't say continental football. I would say more like a technically astute mannerism about you, that you can get the ball, hug the ball, keep the ball, pass the ball at the right time, create. I just don't think they have that. I'm not saying it's the end of the road for Garnacho in particular. I do think it's the end of the road for Rashford. I don't think that Ruben Amorim has been pleased with the way Marcus Rashford has implemented himself over the last few weeks. But I do not think that's over for Garnacho. Of course, guys, I do think he could come back in the side and he can improve, as long as he wants to improve and work in that system. Because at the end of the day, there's a big difference between playing left wing and playing behind the striker. There's a big difference there. I mean, behind the striker, you don't need much pace. You don't. When we think about Berbatov, when we think about Teddy Sheringham, those sort of players were notoriously slow, right? But they've just played behind the striker. But you know what? Technically gifted, can hug the ball, turn it at sixpence, and you know what? Get that ball forward quickly, of course. Go, so George, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. I've always liked Anthony, but I think he needs to seize the chase chance now, because he got undeserved chances in the past. He needs to be intelligent and hardworking. I hope he shows his form is temporary. Absolutely, George. And you know one thing I would say about him, just because you don't like the position you're playing in, you're playing for your football team. You're playing for Manchester United, not Anthony United. You know what I mean? And that's one thing I would say to him. Just because you don't want to play wing back, you know what? Look at Ahmad. Ahmad is a perfect example of how to conduct yourself. And you know what? Ahmad is taking his chance, hasn't he? Now look at Ahmad. His raves about Ahmad. Now, we already knew about Ahmad from a long time ago, of course, before he came to Man United at Atalanta. We were raving mad about Ahmad. Of course, we signed him for 13 million at the time. Some people were saying it's too much, but now I'm really happy that he's really coming into his own and performing. And why? It's because he took his opportunity. He didn't want to play wing back. You think Ahmad wanted to play wing back, but he played it and he done it and he implemented it perfectly, of course. Big up, big up. Big up, George. Big up, of course. Osman is an experienced winner and 70 World Cup AFCON runners-up, CFA Footballer of the Year 2023. Serie A winner with that. He is a serial winner, and that's the type of mentality we do need, goals for Georgia. And this is why I've been an advocate for Victor Osimhen for a very long time, because he is a winner. And I did say before the season that we need an experienced striker in there. We really do. And I feel like having Rasmus Højlund on his own, it puts enormous amounts of pressure on him. You need the character like Victor Osimhen. You do. You need that type of character. You know what I mean? He's an absolute winner. You know what I mean? As you said, goals for George. And you do need that little bit of experience in there of winning. Experience of winning. At the moment, we look at our team and you look at Rasmus, you look at Ahmad, they look right, they look left, they don't see any real winners, do they? Let's be honest, it's only Casemiro who's the real winner in this football club. He's won 5 Champions League. He's the only one, and he hardly starts, of course, guys. Absolutely. Stephanie, Rashford earns 19.5 million per year from United's 375k times 52 weeks. Incredible. Let's not forget, Stephanie, that's not including his boot deals, his sponsorship deals, his appearance bonuses, his goal bonuses, and whatnot. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, he could get more than that. Absolutely incredible when you think about players people are losing their job at Man United, becoming redundant on 30k a year. I'm so happy, and I repeat it from this morning, that Ruben Amorim mentioned that in his press conference. He mentioned about people losing their jobs and they have to impress because they're on 300,000 a week. I mean, imagine being on 300,000 a week, and then you got people on 30 grand a year with mortgages losing their jobs, and you got players on 300,000 a week, a week, right? Not performing for the football club. Do you know what I mean? Can you imagine how that is? Imagine how many jobs that would save if Marcus Rashford was sold or got rid of. And then how many jobs would that save? 500 jobs? Something like that? Incredible, isn't it, at the end of the day? And you know what? These people don't know what position they're in. They got ego to the size of the ceiling. They got the ego of bloody Cristiano Ronaldo, but not, you know what I mean? The actual achievements of Ian Dowie. That's the thing. Do you know what I mean? At the moment, yeah. And that's what upsets me, of course, guys. It does resonate with me. And especially what Ruben Amorim mentioned it really resonated with me. And I thought, you know what? Ruben is the guy. I don't care. I always knew he was the guy, of course, guys. But I will always back a manager to the end. The bitter end, guys. That's what I do. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. And that's how I think Man United fans should act. At the end of the day. 37 likes. Mainu, big up, big up. Stephanie, big up. Thank you so much. Can we get to... You're the lucky charm, Steph. You're the lucky charm. My lights go up when you're here. I wish you'll stay here. Big up Asif. What's going up? Big up Reds. Good to see Asif, the legend in the chat, of course. The watch-along legend, of course, guys. We are loving it at the moment. Man United, Asif witnessed it. I couldn't contain myself, guys. I bashed my head on this cabinet. I jumped up. I celebrated. I almost dropped everything on the floor. When we scored that goal, I couldn't believe it. It was incredible, guys. That is what football's about. That is what football is about. It's not about Play FC. It's not about, you know what I mean, this manager FC. It's about Manchester United FC. And it's about winning football matches. And when we win like that, like we did against Man City, it reminded me of the Sir Alex days, of course, guys. The Sir Alex days. And it's funny that this week we've been talking about Fergie time. We've been talking, I mean, notoriously, we've been talking serial Fergie time. We've been talking about Fergie time all week, guys, all week. And funny enough, coincidentally, we get a last-minute goal against Man City. It's just one of the written in the stars moments. One of the written in the stars moments, of course, guys. Absolutely. Steph, speed in the football brain matters too, Sal. Yeah, and that is what basically Berbatov and Teddy Sheringham had. They didn't have pace. They didn't have blistering pace, but great players have it up here. They can see passes from 3 or 4 passes away. Paul Scholes notoriously said, I know what the next pass after the next pass after the next pass. I know where to pass the ball. I know when to pass it to Beckham or to Giggs or to Keane or to Dwight York or Andy Cole. I know when to pass it. And that is the thing. Great players are are 3, 4, 5 steps ahead of every single player, especially world-class players, of course, guys. Absolutely. Yo, Asif, big up Bilal, big up, of course, Asif, of course, big up Sal in the chat, big up Dark Crow. How you doing, the legend of the chat? What's going on, Dark Crow? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to Stretford Post. Welcome to the stream, you legends. Big up the legends, of course, guys. 40 likes, we've done it, Steph. Can we get to 50? Am I being spoiled? Can we get to 50? Can we get to 50 likes, guys? Am I being a little bit enthusiastic? Am I being a little bit greedy? Please, can we get to 50? That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Absolutely. Big up, of course, guys. Big up, everyone. Hi, sound and subscribers. Big up, Mark, the legend, Mark Elman. What's going on, my friend? How you feeling today? Of course, rumor, Marcus Rashford might be going on loan to PSG. We don't know 100%, do we? But you know what? Rumor is he might be going on loan because Man United cannot offload him, and they feel that his presence is a disruption to the football team. Now, there's going to be a lot of interesting things going on at Man United over the next coming months. There's going to be players that you like that might not be there anymore. There's going to be players that you hate that might stay. It might be like that at the end of the day. Look, we were talking about Harry Maguire earlier today, about how his contract is running out and how should we give him a new contract? Should we do that? You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, look, as I always said, and as I said this morning, Harry Maguire is a fantastic professional, a role model to some of these players because of the way he's conducting himself. He suffered adversity. He did. He lost his captain's armband. You know, he lost his place in the team. He was out the squad, but he came back and he never moaned. He never went to Twitter. He never moaned like Sancho, the crybabies out there. You know what? At the end of the day, look, if you endorse things like pettiness and petulance on Twitter, if you endorse petulance, you're petulant. At the end of the day, if you do not know what it takes to be an elite sportsman, an elite athlete, then please don't talk about elite athletes and elite sportsmen, because at the end of the day, an elite sportsman will not feel the need to go to Twitter to downplay your manager, to downplay not only the football club, but your own fans. If you think that's okay, I'm sorry, guys, but Manchester United is not for you. And I'll just say that at the end of the day, because Man United stem far beyond me, far beyond all the fans and all those players who are playing out there on Saturday, on Sunday, far beyond that. That Manchester United go way beyond. People sacrifice their lives for this football club. Let's not forget that. For some little idiot to go on Twitter and start talking about the manager, regardless of what you think the manager, wherever you like the manager, whether you hate the manager, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you always conduct yourself with the utmost professionalism. If you're unhappy about something, knock on the door at Carrington and say, listen, Eric, that I don't like what you said there. I don't like that, blah, blah, blah. And this is I don't like to bring this in, but I've been talking about this all week. And I compare it to Harry Maguire. Because Harry Maguire had far worse happen to him. He had his captain's armband removed from him. Did he moan about it? Did he cry about it? God, no, he didn't. He just got on, kept his head down, and look at him now, still playing that strong for Manchester United, of course, guys. Had a fantastic performance against Manchester City at the weekend. Now, I'm saying this, right? Man United might offer an extension onto Harry Maguire's contract, which might last 18 months. Now, if we're going to get rid of Lindelof and we're going to get rid of Evans, you know what? Why not just keep Maguire there? I don't know what you guys think about that, but why not keep Maguire there for a little bit of experience? Bring one more defender in. Of course, we've got young players like Kulungi coming through, which is exciting as well. Rice Bennett coming through, which is exciting as well. But you know what? We may need to buy another experienced defender because we're going to lose Lindelof and we're going to lose, obviously, Evans. We probably lose Luke Shaw as well. God knows who's going to sign Luke Shaw, by the way. I don't know. I mean, how are we going to get rid of him? That's going to be, you need a bloody degree to get rid of Luke Shaw at the moment. It's going to be incredibly difficult, of course, guys. Absolutely. Big up Asif, big up, of course, guys. Big up everyone in the chat today who joined me today. You absolute legends, you absolute diamonds, you absolute superstars who join me every single day. I have got so much love for you guys. This channel is growing tenfold over the last few months. Stephanie was here when we started this channel, you know what, and we're growing every single day. You know what's going to happen when it happens, you know what, some big moves are coming to this channel. When it happens, you know what, I just want to know that I'm humble. You know, stay humble. I'm always humble, guys. I'm always humble because I come from humble beginnings, guys. So at the end of the day, I appreciate every single one of you. And all I want to see is Manchester United challenging at the top of the league. I was on phone to a journalist today. I was on the phone to a journalist talking about various players, talking about, obviously, Lookman today, of course. And Nypan is another one that Man United, it keeps cropping up, that name, isn't it? Sphere Nypan. It keeps cropping up, that name, the Danish international, of course, guys, a very, very good player. Sphere Nypan, of course, guys, very, very good player. And you know what? Don't be surprised if Man United make a move for Sphere Nypan, of course. He's a Norwegian player, of course, guys, for you know what? Young player, Ineos. That's what they're looking for. Sphere Nypan, Norwegian international, ready, brilliant player. And I would say that get the lad. Because, look, it's circulating again. Rumours are coming up again about Sphere Nypan. Man United are interested in Sphere Nypan. Man United want to get this over the line and stop other teams getting him. He's wanted by Liverpool. He's wanted by Chelsea. So Man United need to act a little bit quick in regards to this. Still, he does play in that formation, doesn't he? He does play in Ruben Amorim's formation. He fits it like a T. You know what I mean? He fits it like a T at the end of the day. And we need to get players like that moving forward. Technically gifted players. Not just road runners. Technically gifted players, because at the moment we have runners. Of course, we have runners, but you know what? We don't have that technically gifted player, of course, guys, at the moment to play in those positions, of course. Big up everyone, of course, in the chat. The legends, the chatterboxers are in the house. Big up. So after you did the shout out for my daughter Sunday, Peyton joined your channel. She is currently watching. Would you be so kind to welcome to that? Hello, good afternoon, Peyton. I don't know what time it is where you are, but welcome to Stretford Coast, Peyton. You are a true chatterboxer. Thank you so much for joining me. Big up, Mark. Big up, Peyton. Absolute legends. Goodness me. You know what? Thank you for joining the channel. And you know what? You won't regret it. I hope so. You won't regret it. Absolutely. Big up, Peyton, of course. Much love to you. Legends in the house today, of course. Yo, Asif Baba, always want to know where you from. I'm Pakistani. What about you? I am English. Bilal, I'm English, I'm mixed race. I mean, I'm like the United Nations. I've got so many different races in me. Absolutely. I'm like, you know what, here. I'm living in the UAE. I'm from England, Leytonstone in England, of course, like David Beckham. I'm from that neck of the woods, of course, guys. Half a pound of tomatoes. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's where I'm from. Absolutely. Please, sir, I want some more, sir. That's where I'm from, guys. Oliver Twist and all that. That is where I'm from. Yeah, basically, live in the UAE. From there, my dad's Asian. I'm mixed race. My mum's English, a white English lady from Wimbledon. I am from Leytonstone. You know what? Mixed race. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Curry and chips, all that. Do you know what I mean? That is what I am. At the end of the day, big it up. Absolutely. We are community worldwide. Here we go. Worldwide. Absolutely. Can I do the Donald Trump dance? The Donald Trump dance. Is that the Donald Trump dance? There you go. Big up everyone. Big up Randy. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Big up yourself. Big up Peyton. Yeah, give a shout out to Peyton. Give a huge shout out to Peyton. Absolutely. Big up Peyton. My daughter and I made it 2 Red Devils from Namibia. Big up. Big up Namibian family, of course, around the world, guys. We are worldwide. The Outlaw said it. We're worldwide, guys. Worldwide, of course, guys. Absolutely loving it. Loving it, of course. Big up, buddy. Big up, of course. Goes to Joe. Sal, can you understand or wrap your head around someone earning money for a hobby but cannot work hard 90 minutes 2 times a week? People are doing 9 to 5, 6. Mate, I tell you what I've been. I've been a fishmonger. I've been a security guard. I've been everything you can imagine. I've worked in Eurostar. I've done things, guys. I've done night and day shifts, guys. I've done 70-hour weeks, guys. You know what I mean? These people don't know how lucky they get it. These players don't know how lucky they are to be playing for a club like Man United. This is why I'm a big advocate for teaching these players the value of money, because a lot of these players are very rich too soon. They're too soon. They don't know the value of money, do they? They don't know how much someone earns an hour. I remember, let me tell you a little story, right? There was a player called Aaron Lennon. He used to play for Tottenham Hotspur many years ago. And one of my other friends, his name coincidentally was Aaron as well. He knew Aaron Lennon, right? He knew Aaron Lennon. So basically, they were going to go to a wedding, right? And my friend went to this suit shop, basically, where they sell wedding suits and stuff like that. And Aaron Lennon went along with him, the ex-Tottenham player, of course. And this suit was £900, right? 900 English, 900 of your English Skrilla, guys. £900, right? So my friend said to Aaron Lennon, I cannot afford that. That's expensive, right? Aaron Lennon turned around to him and said, you can't afford £900. You can't afford £900. What? I paid that on my haircut. I paid that on my haircut. That is a true story, guys. That is how you know that these players, despite being an average footballer, like Aaron Lennon was, don't know the value of money. They don't know how much £900 is for a normal guy like me, like anyone else. Do you know what I mean? How much it is actually worth. It's incredible, isn't it? When you think about it, when you look at that and you think, you know what? These players earn so much money and they don't understand the value of money. You know, and that is the same with Marcus Rashford. He don't understand what life's about. They need to send him off to a chippy, working in a chippy, or be a baker, be a fishmonger like I was. Become a fishmonger, right? And have to get the bus at 11 p.m. at night and smelling of fish. And then you tell me what about you know what, hard work and graft, guys, because that is what we are at the end of the day. And to be honest with you, you know what? They don't understand that. They don't understand the word hustle or the word graft because they've never had to do that in their life. Yes, they work hard to become footballers. They did. But they didn't learn about real life. That's the issue. They talk about, oh, I come from humble beginnings. When did you have a humble beginning, mate? You became rich at 15. Stop talking about humble beginnings. You're rich at 15. You know what I mean? Try and bust in the gut. Trying to get a meal at 30, mate. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? That's one thing I would say to them, because they don't understand the true value of it, do they? They don't understand the true value of us Man United fans who would do anything for this football club. We break our leg for this football club. We do anything to play on that turf just once. We'll do anything to play on that football pitch. We'll do anything to meet the legends that they've met. Alex Ferguson, people like that, Jose Mourinho. We'll do anything to meet those guys, you know, have a conversation with them. But we won't, will we? Because we can't. At the end of the day, these players, like Ruben Amorim said, when Ruben Amorim arrived at Old Trafford a few weeks ago, he was shown around. There's one gentleman, I've forgotten his name. Sorry, people in the chat, you can get it to me. But he shows the manager, the new person, around, and he teaches the man about the history of Man United. Of course, you know, I personally believe that every one of those players should take it in turns to have that round every few months, just to remind them of where we come from, who we are. Because I fell in love with the history of Man United. I fell in love with Manchester United, the history, 1958, the Busby Babes, 1968, even getting relegated in 1964. You know what I mean? From stopping Liverpool, winning the treble in 1979. I've been there. You know, I've learned about it. I learned about the football club. And to be honest, I love the football club. And these people, they love themselves more than the football club. And that's the thing. It's okay to love yourself. I'm not saying it's not anything wrong with loving yourself. But you know what? They sacrifice their football for themselves, and that is what it is. Playing for Man United is not a job; it's a lifestyle. Playing for Man United is not a job, it's a lifestyle. People will say, oh, Marcus Rashford, you know, he can do anything he wants in his own time. It doesn't mean that we agree with it with fans. It depends how much you want success. It depends how much you want it. And one thing about Gary Neville, that's the only thing I agreed in the last few weeks about what Gary Neville said, is how much you actually want to become the best. How much you want to go. Do you think Cristiano Ronaldo, you know what I mean, goes off to Belfast 48 hours for a game? Cristiano Ronaldo is quite happily sitting in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is a very strict country, of course, guys. You know, it's very, very traditional country, but he can survive there. Why? Because he concentrates on his football, and his football only. It's only about his football, of course, guys. Big up, everyone. Mark, I would love it if Mazraoui plays right centre back, Anthony on right wing back, and Ahmed on the right side behind the striker versus Spurs. I would love that as well, Mark. It's a good team. At the end of the day, you know what? I'm feeling happy right now because Man United beat Man City, so I'm feeling a little bit giddy, Mark. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling excited about the future of Man United because you know what? It just takes a spark, doesn't it? Bruce scored the winning goal to win Man United their first title in 26 years. It was that spark. That little spark that carried on and resonated all the way through the 90s and the early turn of this century. It turned, didn't it? It was just a spark, a bit of luck. 6 minutes at a time, a bit of luck. It happened. And there you go. Winner. That's what Man United need. And I feel like we might have had that against Manchester City at the weekend. We needed that statement win. We needed the statement win to prove that under Ruben Amorim, we can win these big games. You know, we can win these big games. And the thing about that game, it wasn't only that we won the game. It was the fact that, you know what, we had adversity in the game. We lost Mason Mount after the first 5 minutes. You know, we had to completely reshuffle our own tactics. We had our tactics from the beginning had to be thrown out the window after 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Bruno had to move forward. Then we had to bring Mainu into the middle. And you know what? Mainu isn't 100% fit. It's what? So to go on and win that game like that, with the adversity, with the referee, with the penalty that should have been, you know what I mean? That, you know what? It's testament to Ruben Amorim. It is. Because at the end of the day, sometimes it's better to win like that than to win 3-0, 4-0. Because it shows character. And when you're playing away at the Etihad, regardless the Etihad, whatever, it's a fantastic football team. Apparently one of the greatest football teams of all time. They're only missing Rodri. You know what I mean? They're only missing Rodri. And Man United went out there and proved that they can win those big games, of course. Steve, Sal, my point is Rashford is on Mo Salah's wages. Absolutely. My goodness, that is bad, isn't it? What does he bring to the team? I'm total Rashford. He might come back and improve, but the process will continue. But look, what we need to look at, absolutely spot on, Asif, again, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, what we need to look at is that where was Mohamed Salah at 27 years old? You know what I mean? He was winning things, scoring loads of goals, 30, 40 goals a season. Consistency is key. And Mohamed Salah, for me, should win a Ballon d'Or. I don't like Liverpool, guys, but Mohamed Salah should win a Ballon d'Or because he's been the best player in the last 10 years. I'm sorry, but he has been the best player in 10 years. Mohamed Salah has. He deserves a Ballon d'Or. Therefore, whatever reason, whatever sinister reason, he's not got a Ballon d'Or at the end of the day. But then again, Man United in 98, 99 didn't win a Ballon d'Or. None of those players, those treble winners, won a Ballon d'Or at the end of the day. So that is what happens in FIFA, isn't it? Or UEFA, whatever it is, they're all corrupt at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And that is what it is at the end of the day. It is sinister. That's why he hasn't won it. But you look at Mo Salah. Mo Salah, the reason Mo Salah is so good, and you can tell why Mo Salah is good. Look at his physique. Look at the guy. He works hard. He practices his craft. He trains hard. His diet is perfection. You know, as I said, it's a lifestyle. It's not just about putting on the shirt. I play for Man United. That's it. You know what? I'm the best. It's a lifestyle that you have to keep it consistently. And I've always said about it, and Ruben Amorim repeated what I said on this stream. He repeated what I said on this stream. It's not just about playing the game. It's about a lifestyle. Doing the right things properly, eating the right foods, sleeping the right way, waking up the right way, training the right way, resting the right way. Everything counts. And Ruben Amorim said it himself. He said it himself. You know what I mean? Big up. Darko, sky's the limit for Sal and Stretford Post. Sky is the limit for all of us, Darko. Thank you so much, you legend. Thank you, of course, for joining us today. Of course, guys, the sky is the limit. Please keep spreading the Stretford Post word, of course, guys. Really, really appreciate you, Darko. You've been here for a long time, my brother. And you know what? I'll never forget these things, of course, guys. That's me. Rashford out. Sam Houston, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Houston, we have a problem. Rashford out. Absolutely, my friend. Rashford needs to lead the football club. I agree now. I think, you know what? We need to let bygones be bygones. Unfortunately, we still have Player FC within the Man United fan base. And you know what? as well as getting rid of players. Can we please get rid of player FC as well? Jadon Sancho doesn't play for Man United anymore. He plays for Chelsea. So at the end of the day, listen, leave Jadon Sancho there. He flopped at Man United for whatever reason. Make excuses all you like. All the excuses in the world. Jadon Sancho flopped. Move on. And that's what I would say. Big up, Sam Houston, by the way. Rashford out. I agree, mate. Absolutely. I agree, of course. Maguire contract is a no-go. He only performing now because his deal is up. New deal and back to old ways. Get Diamande and bring in Lukaku. Absolute Mark. You know what, Mark? You know what? You know what? You know the dark arts. It's the dark arts with you. You know what? I agree. And the reason I agree is because you know what? That is a possibility in regards to you know what? Improving his performances because he's getting a new contract. The one thing I would say is that Harry Maguire has been a great model professional over the last few years. He's been brilliant. You know what I mean? He hasn't moaned. He hasn't complained. He hasn't gone to Twitter, etc. But one thing I would say is 32, going on 32, something like that. And he is becoming injury prone. It depends what Man United want to do. Do we want to be sentimental or do we want to move forward? You know, as you said, obviously, we've got great players coming up. We got, obviously, Diamande. I like Diamande myself. Sporting Lisbon, legend, a young player. Will love him at Man United. I like Kuglungi as well. I think he's going to be an absolute superstar. I like Rice Bennett. I like these players. Harry Amas, Murray. I like these players at the end of the day. We got a big future. Now, we have to ask ourselves, do we want to keep these players? We're going to get rid of Lindelof. We're going to get rid of Evans. You know, at the end of the day, these players need to be replaced. Who are they going to be replaced by? Is it Diamande? Is it Kuglungi? Maybe Kuglungi and Diamande. Kuglungi will come into the team and Diamande will come in as a transfer. Maybe. That would be good, isn't it? Not obviously Quenda as well. Let's not forget about Quenda. Quenda's fantastic as well. I mean, Quenda's 17 years old, guys. I mean, he's a brilliant player as well that Man United should be looking at. Ruben Amorim, of course, has produced so many good players, hasn't he? So many good players at Sporting Lisbon that, you know what, you can't help but be excited about what's going to come in the future. Of course, big up, Mark. Bilal, Amorim, he's known for connecting the players personally, and we need him to make connection with these United players after the big win against City. It should be a huge morale booster. Bilal, absolutely. We needed that spark. We really did, because at the moment when we lost to Nottingham Forest, a lot of people were down. Dare I say it, some people were questioning Ruben Amorim. And I mean, I told people on that stream, don't overreact. Don't overreact, because at the end of the day, this is new, a new process, a new tactics is coming midway through the season. We're going to have to be patient. Now, look, the patience is paying off, but we are nowhere near where we need to be. There was some little bits of concern in the Man City game, but you know what? We go and beat Spurs at the Spursy Stadium. If we beat them at the Spursy Stadium, then do you know what? We can start moving on and start, you know what, thinking about Bournemouth. And you know what? We beat Bournemouth. Goodness me, there we go. 3 in a row. You know what I mean? We're happy. You know what I mean? We're back. We're back. Title charge. You know what I mean? Not quite that much, of course, but you never know what happens in the football. It's not over to the fact that he sings, and our song hasn't even started yet, as I said this morning. You know, it's not over yet. And, you know, we have to understand that. You know, we can't just give up. You know, there is points to play for. Teams will lose points. One thing we have to do is that we have to make sure that we win at Anfield. We have to take points away from Liverpool at Anfield, guys. We really do. We owe Liverpool one. We owe Mohamed Salah one. We owe them all one at Anfield, guys. I don't want us to crumble at Anfield. I really don't want us to crumble at Anfield. I want us to go there and do something, because it's been a while since we've actually done something at Anfield. It's been years. Wasn't it Juanfield? Was that the last time? Juanfield? Those who know was the last time we won at Anfield. Of course, guys, we got Liverpool away in January. And not only that, we got the FA Cup tie away to Arsenal, of course, guys. So we got a lot of difficult games. Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, you name it, Tottenham. We got a lot of difficult games. And this time, within a month, we should understand and know whereabouts we are truly, you know, at the end of the day. And if we go out through the whole of this month unbeaten, then you could say, do you know what? Man United are back, you know. Ruben Amorim is doing his thing. And that is what we have to believe, of course. Total Rashford out, mate. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. I agree, mate. I agree, of course. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Sorry, I said big up Bilal. Big up Bilal. No need. Luke Shaw must retire. Finish. I mean, this is the problem, though, isn't it, Randy? You know what I mean? He's not going to leave at his own accord. He's picking up a big, hefty wage. He doesn't have the self-respect to retire and say, look, I'm costing this team money. I want to leave at the end of the day, you know what I mean, and become a coach or do whatever he wants to do at the end of the day. He's going to run down his contract, isn't he? He's going to be like a Phil Jones. He's going to run down his contract, and that's it. That's what he's looking to do. Mason Mount's becoming the same. When are we going to start putting Mason Mount in the same category as Luke Shaw? You know, I know that Mason Mount had a pelvis injury. I know about pelvis injuries. I know that it could be a career ender. I know that the medication that you have to take for pelvis injuries can create knock-on injuries. And I'm not totally blaming Mason Mount. There's no excuse, though. We cannot become a charity, Man United. We're not A&E. At the end of the day, we're Manchester United. And we need to obviously get the best form of ability is availability, guys. That is the most important thing, of course. And those players who are consistently available, like Maguire, I mean, he is becoming a little bit injury prone as well, but you would expect that at his age, at his size and stuff like that. You know what? A lot of those players, you know what? You know, filled me with pride at the weekend. Filled me with a lot of pride because you know what? They were available. They fought to the end, and I was excited. I was happy, and it was good to get one over Man City after so long. I know, you know what? Some people are saying about Bruno Fernandes. He shouldn't have done that with the 2-1 thing. Guys, listen. I loved that about Bruno Fernandes. I loved what he did. Why not? Bit of shithousery doesn't hurt anyone at the end of the day. You know what? It's a derby. You know what I mean? We have to enjoy it when we win. At the end of the day, they do the same to us. They've always done the same to us over the years, Man City. So at the end of the day, I loved it. Sal Bite is a proper legend. Kazi Bite is a proper legend. Absolutely. Big up, Kazi, you legend. Much love to you, brother. Greetings, Sal. How are you, mate? How you doing, Jim? Long time. Look, Jim, what's going on, Jim? How you feeling, brother? How's your family? I hope you're good, my friend. Hope you're good. Good to see you, man. As usual, of course, man. Bilal, Greek United, big up. Of course, the legend is in the house. Of course, you got to. I said, big up. Of course, big up. Amram will succeed. I'm so confident, more confident than I've ever been. I'm confident all the time. I'm always confident. I'm always excited about when a new manager comes in. But this one is different. And the reason is that when Eric Ten Hag walked into Manchester United, look, I liked Eric Ten Hag. I was a big advocate for Ten Hag. I didn't want Pochettino at the time. I wanted Eric Ten Hag. When he walked into the club, I thought, this guy is intelligent. This guy, you know what, he knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? He brought Ajax to the semi-finals. And then we obviously had a great season, winning the League Cup and coming third in the league. And I thought, you know what, Eric Ten Hag is at the wheel. But one thing that struck me about Eric Ten Hag was his handling of personalities and his handling of the media. I felt like his language incapabilities were harming him. I think he created too many metaphors, too many silly little sayings and quotes that were not necessary. When you see Ruben Amorim, you see like he's Eric Ten Hag, but the improved version. You know what I mean? The improved version, right? And no, I don't want to get clipped on this, but he can speak very well. And one thing about Ruben Amorim, he don't only speak well, he speaks the truth. And when he speaks, you know what he's talking about. He talks about tactics. He talks about players. He talks about why players are not playing. They're not in the squad, etc. Now, look, what Eric Ten Hag did with Jadon Sancho is just what Ruben Amorim did with Rashford and Garnacho. It's exactly the same thing. He said exactly the same thing, guys. You know what I mean? But people are crying over Rashford, Garnacho. People are crying over Sancho because of what Eric Ten Hag done to him. But Ruben Amorim has done the same to Rashford and Garnacho than what Eric Ten Hag did to Sancho. So what is the difference here? The only difference is because he's playing your favorite player. And that is the only difference at the end of the day. The thing is what we have to understand that if you want to be a winner, you have to have an element of discipline. Discipline is so important in top level sports, whether you're a runner, whether you're a cricketer, whether you're a rugby player. It's the fine margins that matter the most. And training, implementing the training. You know what I mean? Getting up in the morning, sleeping the right way, eating the right way, getting enough sleep, going to bed at the right time, settling down, getting married, whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? Calming down. This is why Alex Ferguson used to say before he would sign a player, he would get to know a player. He would talk about the player's personal life. Are they married? What are they doing in their personal life? What are their hobbies? Before he would even talk about football, he would get to know that player like that. Now, if you cannot turn up to training in time, that's not anyone's fault, but, you know, that player's fault. At the end of the day, that's that player's fault. If you cannot turn up to training in time, it's that player's fault at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, that is a misconduct on his part. Of course. Big up, of course. But Sal, I'm really surprised about how it's turned out for Rashford when he was learning from his gang as a youngster, which had Pogba learning, Sancho and Greenwood. The young ones copied. Yeah, I mean, you know what? They were a gang. Of course they were a gang, and none of them at the football club anymore. Lingard, you know what, was more interested in dancing. Look, there's nothing wrong with dancing, but dance at the right time. Win something, then dance. For goodness sake, don't lose a game and then dance. Look, this is one thing I had sympathy with Jose Mourinho about. We go and lose a game, right? And then you're coming to training, dancing, happy, like that. I mean, look, it depends what you want out of life. Do you want trophies? Do you want to be a winner? Then you know what? You have to take things very, very seriously. We don't dance as fans when we lose football matches. We're actually very, very disappointed and sad and angry. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. And you know what? If the players are not taking it seriously, it's a big disrespect. Now, that crew there, right? And people are going to say, oh, it's a culture thing. It's a culture thing. It's nothing to do with culture. Nothing to do with that. Right? At the end of the day, I'm a kid from Leytonstone, East London. Right? At the end of the day, mixed race guy from East London. I have that culture. I'm from the streets at the end of the day, guys. So at the end of the day, look, it's nothing to do with that. It's about what Manchester United stand for. That is what it is. It's about the badge. If you do not take the badge seriously, if you cannot turn up to training on time, then that's you. That's no one else. That's you. It's not Erik ten Hag. It's not Ruben Amorim. It's nobody. It's but you. If you cannot live your life in the way that every single Man United before you player did, Beckham, Cantona, Giggs, Cole, York, you know what I mean? Stam, Vidic, Brian Robson, Paul Maguire, we go even further back. If you cannot live your life the way they lived their life, and I'm not going to mention Paul Maguire because he was an alcoholic, of course, guys. And what happened to him? He got removed, didn't he? At the end of the day. So at the end of the day, if you cannot live your life in the right way for the club, you know what? It is a lifestyle. If you cannot accept that, then the club is not for you, of course, guys. And that's one thing I would say in regards to that, of course. Big up, George. Good comment, my friend, as usual. My friend, of course. Wow, there are so many people who know Urdu and Hindi. Nice to see, guys. Big up, big up. You know what I know about Indian language? Pet pal gaya. Pet pal gaya, meaning I'm full up. Because whenever I go to my auntie's, she offers me food. So I say, pet pal gaya. Mera naam Sal kya hai? Is it? Mera naam Sal. That is it. I think I got it. Big up. So we've got runners who can't run. You know what is what I learned? I think Cantona once said it, Randy. It's about tactical running in a way that is tactically beneficial to your team, not just running for the sake of running. Use your pace in the right way, like Giggs used to do. He used to lose his pace at the right moment. He'll get you. You know what I mean? Bang, Giggs is gone. You know what I mean? Don't just run, and not, you know what, run into blind alleys, basically. And you know what? At the end of the day, running the ball out of play. And that is what's been happening at Man United, of course. Big up, Jim. Sal, as well as chatting to you, I was watching a great movie, To End All Wars. It's a lovely, true film. End All Wars. Let me write that down. I might have a look at it. End All Wars. Where did you watch it on? Was it on Netflix? All Wars. I'm looking for a good film to watch over the festive season, of course, guys. It is the festive season, of course. You know what? And yeah, there's, you know what? I want to watch a good movie. I mean, I watched a good movie, Red One, with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, of course, yesterday. That was good. Catch that on Amazon. Brilliant film. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm looking to watch some good progress, because at the end of the day, I'm living in the UAE, right? And what I miss about living in England is the English television. I love those Christmas programs, guys. I'm sorry, guys, I do. I love the Christmas cook shows. I love, you know what? Gino De Campo, these sort of things. I love them sort of things. I love it, to be honest with you. 44 likes. Can we get to 50, Stephanie, by the end of the show? Big up, big up, big up. Oh, nice, yeah. Big up, Bilal. Big up, of course. Big up, of course. Everyone in the house. Everyone in the house. Kirkis or Robinson? Ah, mate, you got to put me on the spot there. Kirkis for me, Pios. And the reason I choose Kirkis is because he's younger. He's younger. That's why I pick him. Robinson was brilliant at the weekend, by the way, against Liverpool. Absolutely solid. And I wouldn't say no to Anthony Robinson. But I'm going for Kirkis. If I was to pick one, I would go for Kirkis, my friend. Absolutely. Randy, great to the Queen. Oh, just that. Big up, Stephanie. Absolutely. Supported this channel from day one, guys. From day one, guys. Absolutely. Big up, Steph. Of course, everyone. Say hello to Steph. Big up, Kazi. And goals of George. That's it back. Big up, Jim. Jim. Big up, Jim. Big up yourself. Big up everyone in the chat, guys. You lovely people. Big up, Sal. Rashford on loan possible. Has to be sold. He is not committed to the team anymore. Kenny, I agree with you. But the thing is, the problem is his wages, isn't it? You know, he earns 300,000 a week and no one wants to pay that. So at the moment, rather than him being a disruption in the team, which is rumored he is a disruption, you know, to the team, I think it's better that we loan him out. I mean, at the end of the day, look, if we loan him to PSG with an obligation to buy, how about that? If we can get an obligation to buy, if it works out for him, if he reaches a goal tally, for example, he doesn't want to leave the club. Of course, he doesn't want to leave the club. He's got a good thing at Man United. It's good for his brand, of course. But you know what? Sometimes you do have to move on. And I think that now has come the time that Rashford has to move on. I really feel that Rashford has to let bygones be bygones and move on, in my opinion, absolutely. Big up, Sanjeev, of course, Kenny. Big up, of course, big up. I have to survive £100 a month, £100 per month max. I have to survive. Wow. Randy, only £100. Is that how much you earn a month, bruv? My goodness me. There you go. Those players earn that in a minute. And look at them. You know what I mean? Look at them. Look at them at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? Madness. I know people in UAE earning ridiculous amounts of money doing hard labor. You know what I mean? I'm going out there with water bottles and stuff like that, giving things and stuff like that. For, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, because at the end of the day, we're the lucky ones. At the end of the day, you know what? And I'm nowhere. Obviously, those footballers are different hemisphere. They're on a different planet, of course, guys, in the way they live and stuff like that. It's ridiculous, of course. Big up Jim and Steph. Big up, of course. Big up Lumen. Was you good at studies? I was an artist, Lumen. I'm an artist, a cartoonist, a drawer. I'm good at drawing, so that's what I was good at. Never good at maths, never good at anything like that. I was good at drawing. I'm a drawer. I'm an artist. That's what I do. Now I'm a video director, a film director, a video director, a music manager, a podcast runner, a youth football team owner. At the end of the day, so at the end of the day, I'm a busy bumblebee, my friend, at the end of the day. So you know what I would say is that, you know what, study is good. It grounds you. It teaches you. But you know what? Follow your talent. Follow your talent. And I think that is one thing they do wrong, of course, guys. Big up everyone, of course, in the chats, legends in the chats, of course. Let's read some of these comments. Jim, Sal, our own name is Newton Heath. How many of the real original Man United fans know the basic truth? No, well, a few of them know now. Obviously, yeah, Newton Heath, we originated Newton Heath, of course. Newton Heath was the original name of Man United. And it's the reason that we have the gold and green scarves, guys. So basically, that's why we had the gold and green scarves. Of course, we wore gold and green in 1994, 95, I believe it was. Brilliant shirt that was, of course, guys, which celebrated the Newton Heath 100-year anniversary, of course, guys. So, yes, that is why we have gold and green, because Newton Heath wore gold and green. And that is what it's. Big up, Jim, big up. Might be a bit early, but this is how I would start off against Spurs. Onana, Licha, Delit, Yoro, Mazraoui, Mainu, Ugarte, Anthony, Bruno, Ahmed, Højlund. Great team, mate. Great team. You know what? I support every one of those players. If you choose that team, I'm taking that team. If it's the team to win the game, I'm taking that all day long, guys. Absolutely. Big up, Mark. Sal, maybe the solution at the club would be to loan every player in the academy to learn about life at smaller clubs and get a better education. They are protected and sport at the academy. I mean, goes to George, spot on, mate. Spot on. And I think that, you know, one thing that grounded David Beckham is he went on loan to Preston North End, didn't he? You know, one thing that grounded Harry Kane is he went on loan at Leyton Orient. You know, at the end of my back garden team, by the way, I bumped into Harry Kane a couple of times when I was in Leyton. And you know what? It grounds them. And it is absolutely true, Goals of George. You do have to teach these players about the grassroots football. The grassroots football. And you know what? They think that it's like that at all divisions. They don't really see it from a big point of view that, you know what, they're the only people who are getting this type of money in the lower leagues, in League One, Division, Championship, League One, League Two, and National League North, National League South. Of course, guys, back in my day, it was the Ryman League, of course, and with auto window screens trophy and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? The levels go down and they're earning hundreds a week, not thousands a week at the end of the day. And you know what? They have to be told. These players do have to be educated about that it's not all shiny rainbows, you know what I mean, all the way through the division as well. 48 likes. Can I get 2 more to 50? Big up, Steph. Big up yourself. Asal, the guy who took Ruben Amorim to Carrington and Old Trafford, Jason Lynch, he is one of United legend. Big up, Asif. Thank you. I couldn't remember the name. I thought it was Leach. I was kind of in my head, but big up, absolutely. Big up, Jason Leach. Of course, he is the one who shows everyone around Old Trafford. And I feel like every one of those players at Man United, right? Every one of those players at Man United should be shown around Old Trafford again, just to remind them who we are, educate them who we are, because I think that some of them are forgetting quite who they're playing for. I think they need to be shown around Old Trafford as well, of course. Absolutely. Ahmed should be Salah, in my opinion. Stephanie, I hope so. I hope so. I really do. I hope so. Chi, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. No needs no pity, because every pity needs to come from him first to do better. Absolutely. So many United fans is sad because of his unpleasant performance. We care about the wrong things at the end of the day. We care more about players than we do about the football club. We should care about the football club and forget about Player FC, of course. Absolutely. As if I'm sure Anthony will bring more to United, given the amount of chances Rashford has given in the past. I agree. Hopefully he proves himself and he gets in the team. Of course, guys. Of course. He was tracking back. I mean, Ruben Amram did mention about his tracking back. Of course, wasn't good enough. He needs to improve on that. Sal, that is not the only reason Salah is good. It's consistent. Salah moved from Basel to Chelsea and flopped. Absolutely. Loan to Roma. Absolutely. Roma and Fiorentina, and reality check to mature. Liverpool was his last shot. And exactly. He was taken through the ringer, wasn't he? He learned about football, didn't he? And he learned the hard way. You know what I mean? But one thing it takes to get to that level, it doesn't only take your fact that you learn about where you had to go. It takes character. It takes character and personality to get to that level as well. You have to work on yourself. You have to look in the mirror and say, you know what? I need to improve. I don't think these players do that for Man United. I don't think they look at themselves in the mirror. I think they have smoke blown up their ass every single day from their family, whatever it is. And I don't think they understand quite, you know what I mean, what it takes to become at that level, in my opinion. Zizou, Amram said, storm will come, but seems like the storm has gone. Good things will come now. Big up, Zizou. Lovely comment, of course. Of course. Randy, I'm here for Sal and the stream. Big up, Jim. Of course, the legend. Of course, guys. Back up. Bournemouth game will be a proper barometer of where United are on the road to recovery. It is a tough game. It's going to be tougher than we actually first envisioned when we're looking at Bournemouth. We're looking at Man City. I actually think Bournemouth can be even more difficult. You know that, because they're going to be wanting to win at Old Trafford. We need to make Old Trafford scary again, guys. We need to make Old Trafford intimidating again, guys. That's what we need to do. So I'm more concerned about the Bournemouth game than the Spurs game in midweek. I am as well. I think that because the Premier League is our bread and butter, we need to. Sal, Maguire, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, David De Gea, Lindelof, Bruno, all abused during the bad time, but never saw any of these linking information. They worked hard and earned their respect. They include Luke Shaw. Absolutely, Asif. Absolutely. There's no excuse for that, bruv. There's no excuse for that. Leaking and stuff like that, of course, guys. Absolutely. Sadly, telepathic. Unai free kick yesterday. Big up. I didn't see it yet. I'm going to watch it. I ain't seen it yet. 49 likes. One more like to 50, guys. Can we do it? Sal, will it be big letdown to drop points against Bournemouth after winning at Etihad? Very big letdown. There's no point, is there? If we're going to win at the Etihad, what's the point? If we're going to lose or draw against Bournemouth. We have to beat these type of teams, of course. Absolutely. We have to. Of course, guys. Guys, it's me for today. That is the whole show for today. Thank you, everyone who's joined me. I've gone over the time slightly, but guys, I want to thank every single one of you. Sorry I couldn't get through every single comment, but I've got a stitch, guys. I'm absolutely, my lungs have gone. I'm absolutely got a stitch. I've been playing tennis and I need to stretch out a little bit to get rid of this stitch, because this stitch is digging me right now. Cramp. You know what a cramp is? A stitch. Right, so at the end of the day, look, I need to get rid of this stitch. Of course, guys. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Kenny. Thank you, Chichi. Thank you, everyone who's joined me today, guys. Absolutely. I don't miss it. Thank you, Mark. Of course, guys. Asif, of course, guys. Absolute legends in the chat today. Darkrow, Kazi, everyone, guys. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. You're absolute legends. I'm Sal Warner. This is Stretford Post and Chatterbox. I'll be back tomorrow for Breaking Dawn. Glory, glory, Man United. I'll be doing my match preview tomorrow as well for Chatterbox. So don't miss that, guys. Don't miss that. Guys, thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow. If nothing else breaks, of course. You never know with Man United, do you? Take it easy, guys. Peace.